Welcome, one and all to the Modern Combat 5 November and December Finals. My name is Canfit, joined by Daedalus. And Daedalus, what happens when you staple November and December together?
You get... Wait.
Oh, no,
I was gonna make like a pun, but then I realized November and December, that's pretty damn close to each other. So, November?
I think that's a reasonable answer.
December? Perhaps?
We'll have to speculate as we go forward. Guys, we'll be getting started on our high-stakes ESL competition in just a few short minutes' time. We would invite you cordially to join us live on stream with the passkey ESL 123, or in Danish,
ESL 1, 2, 3. Am I invited as well, kind of fit?
Why, of course. You have an
thank
open
you.
invitation. Hey, look, it's our good friends Proton and RBS LM10. How you guys all doing? For you, Skippy, you're going to get MC5 back tomorrow. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Skippy. One of the reasons we are around with these streams is to get you guys thinking about MC5. And if you're a lapsed player, perhaps missing your time out on the battlefield, we'll be headed to the construction site for our first game of the day, Bouncy Bullet. I like the Bouncy Bullet on the opposing team has also an animal theme with the most terrifying of tortoises, the tortoise tank.
Ooh, now we're on the same team, kind of fit.
Oh my gosh.
So our admin is asking for which team we would like to cast. I'm thinking let's go with SKT-T1, who, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, are not related to the actual Korean organization. And then Omni Esports. Let's see how well Omni are doing today.
Let's see, so they're going to be... I'm just going to quick check on... One of the teams that has joined is a team which I wasn't expecting, because they hadn't signed in when the tournament almost started. Okay. Yeah, I think that seems fine. So we'll be grabbing that as soon as possible. For now though, guys, do join us on the stream. ESL unos dos tres. Cam, yes, we are on very early compared to normal. I couldn't get to sleep after last night's tournament. It was so darn exciting.
Well, you know what, kind of fit. Getting the stream up and running so early on just means that we're gonna have one hell of an interesting Sunday.
It's true.
With a lot of MC5 action.
We'll be following up today's PC competition, going straight onto Android. So Android guys, if you've been missing your chance to play on stream, then do take these opportunities. We get killed by a Maelstrom. Daedalus, most recently, the stream has been trying to persuade us to give the Maelstrom a try, and it's sometimes working pretty well, other times not so much.
I think you've done pretty well, kind of fit. All things considering. I mean, people, they flamed you for using the Flamestrom, or a Maelstrom rather, but I think you did alright.
What? I do not recall that happening.
Bouncy Bullet just slayed me. Oh wow, people are actually just kicking my butt right now. You know, I've kind of fallen in love with the Shred.
Yeah?
I love its damage potential.
Oh, for you, Skippy, so when you started off on PC MC5, you went straight up to Gold League, and now you're having to face off against people with better equipment. Well, don't worry too much, because it's a strange experience in any game at playing ranked. Is that you'll have the initial experience where you'll be doing a lot better than everybody else, even if they've got better stuff than you do, because you're just more skilled than them. But you'll eventually hit the point where you'll be going even, and whether that's going to be because the people have got just so much better stuff than you that you can't compete with them anymore, or because they're more skillful than you. The only thing you can ever really change is how skillful you are.
Yeah, kind of it. You know what? Talking about weapons that you like, I really like the Horser as well.
Holy moly!
The
I'm on a killing streak.
Hey, that's a new thing, and we're actually not that close behind, kind of it. So this could be our game. We could win this, man.
How exciting! Oh, I think we might have had a disconnect there. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, everyone disconnected.
Alright.
But fear nothing, kind of it, because we just got our passkey.
Excellent!
So let's get it on.
So Omni, our favourites team coming in today's competition, they have got wins back as far as records allow. So definitely one of the tournament favourites up against SKT T1. As Stigler said before, definitely not the real SKT team, but evidently big fans of that League of Legends squad. Will have a pretty tough match themselves in the opening round, but hey, we're always hoping we can get surprised and have the tournament favourites knocked out early.
Everyone loves an underdog story, kind of it, so I wouldn't mind seeing one here today. But the players, they're slowly joining in here. SKT T1 versus Omni Esports. Streets will be our first destination.
Let's see. For you, Skippy, you had people asking if you were hacking because you had 100% accuracy with the sniper. I mean, to be fair, I don't think the sniper rifle is really the kind of weapon that you sort of just fire without knowing you're going to hit. So I can see that if you're the kind of person who wouldn't try and snap fire, that you would just like measure out every shot, you could end up with 100% accuracy. I don't know.
But if you want to play like devil's advocate, then people in MC5 tend to just shoot quite a lot with snipers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a difference of approach, isn't it? Because this is what I'm just going to ask you, because I don't know if you had a chance to, I don't play sniper a lot, so I don't have a great position to talk about this from. But the question which is raised by Fuse Skippy is it better to not take shots that you're not sure you can get, but every shot you get is a kill, or is it better to take the marginal shots and, I guess I'm not really talking about whether or not you want to preserve your accuracy score, because that doesn't ultimately matter to the game, but whether you should be trying to go for shots you're not certain you can take with snipers, or just the ones you're certain you can push through.
Was it a question to me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't understand it that way. I think in a game like MC5, I think taking shots that you're not certain that you're gonna hit is fine, because snipers, they do so much damage anyway. So you basically just need to like hit it once and then people are dead. So I don't think that you need to be that calculated whenever you actually go for the shots.
I think as well it depends a lot on the particular gun you're using. So Fuse is saying that they did a little bit of flick shooting, so having to adjust adjusting rapidly rather than lining up every shot. I think if you're running something like an Imp, which has got a very slow rate of fire, then I think you're much more inclined to go for sure shots rather than potentially taking a shot and leaving yourself open to retaliation.
Sure, I can understand that, Comfort. I can understand that thinking.
Fuse is saying because they were low level, they wanted to try and make sure they would get the kill shot in, because they didn't trust their low level armor to stand up to the retaliatory fire. Because I mean, that's the other thing, isn't it? It's like you take the shot at someone, if you don't kill them, they're going to know where you are, but if you don't take the shot, then perhaps they won't.
Apparently, Confidence looking like our good friends over on the side of SKT apparently have 6 players.
But yeah, I think a lot of our teams which are successful have got pretty deep rosters. In fact, let's have a quick look through there. Let's set up here. So, Omni, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players total. SKT have got a 7-player roster. So, there's something we see occasionally is the teams coming in, and it seems like they're kind of making those decisions about who's going to be the final team to play in the pre-game lobby itself. Which is... I guess I would take that as a good sign in that it's showing that the team have got more players than they need here today. Whereas I think a lot of teams maybe would only bring enough players from their roster to fill out the 5 persons required. And then they wouldn't actually have the backup player. They'd just be like, that's right, we've got enough.
And that's right, kind of it. Well, I can see what you're saying, but this series will be an interesting one. Omni Esports, they are one of those strong teams over on the PC side of things in MC5, so I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of mood they're in today, what their strategy will be, and how well they're going to be playing, because that's going to be quite telling for the rest of the tournament. But now with that being said, kind of it, I think you need to swap names, because Omni Esports, they're over on the right-hand side.
Ah, they did. They bamboozled us. They switcherooed around. What a bunch of scallywags. Alright. Let's take a little bit of a deep dive into Omni as we are heading in. I think hopefully they're going to have... Oh no, these are not quite what I thought they were going to be. I was hoping we could see some results, but never mind. I guess the only results that are really going to matter are the ones that come to fruition right here and now. So we're headed out for our first ESL game of the day. Tournament favorites. Omni Esports in the red, SKT over in the blue. Let's get started.
Playboy already heading in to the middle of this house, kind of it, and I believe, there we go, I have, now I have a minimap. If you don't have a minimap, kind of it, apparently you just need to press escape and then go out from the menu, and then you should have that minimap up and running. I was like, where's my minimap? But there we go. Now you can see everything, and actually SKT, they're hiding over in the east side of things here on the streets. You know, this is a standard strategy that a lot of teams they use against each other on streets. They go hide in one corner, then they wait for the opponents to come to them, and because they have to go through these narrow corridors, it's so much easier to get kills and shoot them down. Playboy searching for another one, will not find that, and actually goes down to Unknown, who also picks up a kill onto Galaxy. So suddenly that 2-kill lead that Omni they had for themselves isn't working anymore.
Yes, guys, apologies. The UI for the spectator is still a little bit broken. We will be getting the PC hotfix. Currently is being tested by some of the content creators, so hopefully we'll all be sorted out very soon in the future. Let's find our best performing player of the Omni Esports squad. It's going to be Razor right now. Absolutely deadly with that BSW. You can see just peeking around the corner with backup from their teammate. And it's looking to like SKT T1 are going to get locked into the corner there. Spawn camped by Omni.
Well, Omni might as well try and keep the pressure onto them. I'm not sure if they have the lead right now. Taking a quick look. They do indeed have the lead in terms of kills. So, with them being this far up kind of it, they can afford to spawn kill. They can afford to continue to look for kills and just add on top of their already great list of kills. If they continue with having this control, then suddenly someone like SKT T1, they're gonna have to go on aggressive, and that's not certain that that will work out for them.
As much as Razor has been doing extremely well for the Omni Esports squad, as Omni gear themselves up for another fantastic run through the competition, Galaxy is also doing very well. 2 snipers, 2 amazing scorelines for Omni. I think if any of our opposing teams get the chance to check back on these games, they're going to have a chill running through them at the thought of facing down so many accomplished snipers.
With all those great snipers inside of Omni Esports Counterfeit, it does help them quite a lot. But now the problem here for SKTT1 is that they're losing members. They only have 3 players in their roster right now. That means that someone like Vodka, who's currently struggling, sorry, not Vodka, but well, Vodka as well. Vodka and Unknown, who's currently struggling quite a lot. They can't get help. They can't get relieved of the duty to have to try and find those kills that they're so actively searching for right now. And because they can't get that, they're going to continue to die. And right now, between them, they have a shared, well, like 29 kills. Sorry, 29 deaths in total.
And we can see this game is almost done at 20 to 45 to Omni. An absolute rout here as the thoughts of seeing Omni toppled in the first round seem to be nothing more than mist on the wind. Omni crushing it through that game one. 22 points for SKT and 50 for Omni. Very, very nasty stuff.
Well, Counterfeit, I think calling it nasty is perhaps a bit too lightly. I think this was a complete smack of SKT, unfortunately. But Omni Esports has said they are the clear favorites. They definitely just dominated their opponents in this game. And we said that whoever did well in this game would possibly be the one setting the tone of the rest of the tournament. Omni Esports coming in looking huge are going to be clear favorites moving into the rest of the tournament as well. And now they've proven themselves that they can deserve that title of being the favorites.
So guys, let's get into our next community game. ESL 123 as always, as we attempt to replicate the performance of Omni Esports. Extremely well done. 27 kills in that last game between Galaxy and Playboy alone. The whole squad really stepped up. Morda, welcome back to the stream. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. And Steve MC5 and Jaden Gaming, welcome guys. If you're on PC, we'd love for you to join us. As Seedless, it's seeming like we'll have the chance to clash a little bit later on today. Though, actually, to be fair, we might not, because we've got the Android tournament later on, so we'll probably have to call this one to a close once we're done with the main tournament. And we'll be back on Android in, I think it's, what, 3 hours from now?
Yeah, 3 hours, or more like 2 hours and 40 minutes if we need to be 100% correct.
Alright, game's getting set up. Oh, hello. Have we got another... Never mind. It looks like we've got another passkey already.
No, we do not. I will let you know if we get a passkey.
Oh no, that's right.
Unless one of the players send one directed to you.
They did.
Ah, well, could you share with me as well, please?
I will. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep it from you. Unless I can trick you.
I know you're the Santa Claus, so... And I've been a bad boy already this year, so you're probably just gonna give me a piece of charcoal instead of the passkey.
Coal? Pfft, I'm too cheap for coal. I'm gonna give you knockoff coal. Smole.
Smole? That does sound like a cheap alternative. I like it.
So, I've asked the players to let our admins know, so if any of you guys are playing in the competitions, while it can be helpful to let us know the passkeys directly, the most important thing is to let our admins know, because that way, if anything does crop up, they can come to the lobby and get it sorted out. Otherwise, we can end up with some big tournament delays as everyone tries to figure things out. Uh-oh, I think Morda's lost it in the chat. But hey, as long as you're having a good time, Morda, that's the important thing.
Well, I mean, if Morda is turning crazy, I would probably be, like, worried. But I know you're not that kind of person, Counterfeit. You're not a nice person.
Oh,
when you
jeez.
give charcoal to people.
I mean, maybe I thought that that's what you wanted most, is something you could burn for warmth.
I don't even have a furnace.
Sounds like that's a present for next year!
Hey, yeah, well that would actually be nice. You know, as the baking expert here, I would like a stone oven. Perhaps could you give me one next year?
I can give you half a stone oven, and by that I mean a stone.
Oh, well, it's better than nothing.
Cam is out here in support of Omni Esports. I can definitely understand that. They've shown us some fantastic play so far. As we head on to overtime, it always, you know, Dealers, this was, I think, before you came on the scene, if my memory serves, but for a long time people were calling for the return of overtime. It was a map that was removed for reasons I can't actually draw to mind right now, but it was gone for a long time and people were asking for it and asking for it and asking for it over and over again. And because of there being so much demand from the community over such a long time, it ended up being re-added to the game, and now it's just part of the furniture again.
Nice. Huh, I just got a case apparently.
A case?
Where do I open the packs that you get for free? Wow, I have 38 Marauder packs available. Oh.
Well, there you go.
Holy
Sounds like it's a sign. Mortar's thinking about getting the game on PC. Yeah, the PC competitor scene is pretty good, and we're always looking for more players. I'd love to see you coming in and play. Did you know, Dealers, that Mortar is a dab hand with the graphics editing?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent in the MC5 community. Hey, Proton. Apparently Proton is the official warmer-upper of our PC players. I can understand that.
Well, you know what, kind of it. I myself am a bit of a graphical artist.
A graphical artiste, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of graphics do you artist?
Well, everything. From the graphs to the arts, to the its and the ills.
So you're saying all parts of that description, even in their component parts, they all apply to you?
Yes.
Oh man, so if I'm looking for a graph, you're the person to go to.
Indeed.
Well, exciting stuff.
It will cost you half your liver, but I mean, that is a pretty small price to pay for a well-made piece of graphical graph.
Is that your standard rate, or is that a specific one to me?
Standard.
Wait, so how many halves of liver do you have?
A bunch. Also, my friend, you need to give Omni a point.
Ah, yes, I do. Because we're coming into the second game. Oops, that's the wrong one. The second game of our grand finals. Of our monthly finals, quarterfinals. I do apologize, it's a little bit early in the day. SKT T1 have to win out this game here on overtime, or they are donezo.
Well, it would feels Batman to go out here already from the start, kind of it, but that is perhaps their destiny. They're meeting up against Omni Esports after all, and you know, Omni Esports, they're never a fun team to meet up against in the first round.
So guys, again, apologies for the spectator problems we're having here. Hopefully the hotfix should get that all sorted out. As you can see, all of that stuff is there. I think it's just something which is causing it to not show up for whatever reason. But we'll do our best to keep you guys updated as to what the score is as SKT fight for their lives. Mortar, yes. The prize today, 30,000 credits for first and second place. And perhaps, if you play your cards right, half a lump of smole.
It's looking like Murder wants a bit of coal, kind of it. Let's see if Mortar can get that coal for themselves. But currently it's 4-4 as I lose my my heart once again. No. Anyway, Razor sitting at 2 kills and 1 death. With that bounty hunter looking mighty good. Gonna get that support in quite soon, as we foresee 2 players from SKT T1 going down.
You can see there the early advantage definitely to Omni. Note as well the 4 assists that Omni have gotten already. It's a pretty good indication of how well the team plays together, how many assists are part of their kill lineup.
Kind of it. Right now, SKT T1 fortunately have all the players in, so they're getting a bit of help from there. Unknown is their big carry so far, sitting at 5 and 2. Vodka, 5 and 2 as well, so putting in the work too. But overall, I do believe that SKT T1, they are in the lead right now. They have 2 more kills than Omni Esports. So Omni Esports, they're being forced to at least do something new in this game, because right now they're not just winning based off of their skills.
Hey Persian Cyberpunk over on Twitch, how ya doing? Maria Heartless in here for the quarters, and Ivan as well. How you guys all doing here today? We're seeing some of our best PC teams going face to face, in particular Omni. But yeah, this game number 2 has been a real big turnaround. It's looking like not only are SKT T1 staying ahead, they're managing to keep up that lead for a couple of minutes now.
Yeah, 4 kills in the lead, and even more as they find a few kills right there. Unknown just moves straight into Omni Esports. Omni Esports right now just pulling themselves back. They're not doing something proactive, but Unknown comes in from behind, picks up a triple kill counterfeit. And that's going to put them up 4 kills in total.
Really well played so far. Unknown and Vodka are basically 2 players as a team. The number 1 and number 5. Vodka is going to be able to lock down those extra kills as they go and they take out 3 players in a row. This is an astonishing performance from SKT. What a change from game number 1.
Oh, absolutely. And SKT looking much better this time around, but Omni Esports, they're catching up to them counterfeit now. The score is 36-46, and Omni Esports, they know that they're the clear favorites. They want to take down SKT T1 in a 2-0 fashion.
So you can see the score has shifted once again. Omni Esports back in the lead despite a heroic performance from SKT. As it's looking like the SKT squad are down to just 3 members. They were having connection issues before, and those seem to have come up to the fore once again. At least Unknown and Vodka are still in the mix, the 2 high-scoring members. And see how deadly that ERG sniper rifle can be under the right circumstances.
But now, with only 5 more kills remaining here for Omni Esports, they're 1 step closer to just winning counterfeit. They've caught their way back, they fought their way back against our SKT T1 lineup from South Korea. And Omni Esports, this is it, counterfeit. They will move into the semi-final. SKT, I don't think they can stop them anymore. There we go, match completed. Omni Esports, they win this one. And our favorites of today will not lose a game here in the first series. They will not even be dented, but they will be scared, because now SKT T1, they've shown that gods, they can bleed.
Yeah, really well played from SKT. You could almost feel the reaction of the Omni Esports squad as they managed to encounter the unthinkable, that they were in a position where they might actually lose the game. Playboy and Masuo definitely did step up for the team there, as guys will be shortly headed on to the semi-finals. Persian Cyberpunk excited for that triple kill. That was a heck of a lot better of a getting to than we were expected. I'm really excited to see where SKT can go next.
Me too, counterfeit. SKT T1, if they keep this up, being able to go toe-to-toe with a team like Omni Esports is not something you see every day. So SKT in future tournaments definitely have the potential to go further. But now to update you all on our current bracket, Alpha OP They will be meeting up against Team PS in the lower semi-final. Team Abolito will move up, face up against Omni Esports in the upper semi-final.
Alright, exciting stuff. So guys, remember we're fighting it for 30,000 in-game credits. As, yeah, Morda, definitely give the PC version a try. It definitely feels like a different game on PC because of how different mouse and keyboard are to control the game versus the mobile controls. I definitely think it's worth a go, but let's get our next community game set up. ESL 123, ESL unos dos tres. To come and show off your skills as, hey, has come to put their where their mouths are.
Can I participate in this team battle? Am I invited again?
Why, everybody's invited.
Oh, you're so nice, Confit. I'm so happy to have you as my friend.
Well, shucks. But that's not keeping you from joining the opposing team, is it? No. Let's test our friendship on the battlefield.
I always shoot my friends, my friend.
Maybe it's because you keep saying my friend.
Perhaps everyone is my friend. My friend.
Well, as the fortune cookie of the museum will tell us, try not to stay in one place for too long. What does that mean to you, Dealus? What does that mean to you?
Wolf, bird, enemy, friend. Oh, also, wait, no mind.
So guys, ESL 1, 2, 3, it's 2v3 right now. So we need you guys to come and join us. Soul Catcher, has come in and evened up the numbers. But there's still plenty of room for our community game on PC. As we're trying to learn our lesson with grenade throwing. We're not going to run up the stairs while we're still caught up in the animation. As Steve, you monster, managed to take us out. Ivan having a good time. Elder Swamp Buck, how's it going? We'll be on Android a little bit later on, but right now, it's all about the PC. So we're going to try and bounce a grenade. Oh, that grenade was beautiful. Didn't stop us from getting killed, but I want to take a moment to appreciate how good that grenade toss was. Oh, beautiful.
You didn't get a kill with it.
Doesn't mean it wasn't a good grenade toss.
I do not agree.
So something I think that's quite easy to miss when you're starting out on first-person shooters is... that was good on my part. Is that with the grenades, you don't need to actually kill someone for it to be a worthwhile grenade. You just need to drive them out of cover. Ivan, will you do more of these community games? You'll join in the next one. We'll do as many as we can in... Let's see, so where are we now? We started at 11, it's 11:34. So we'll be looking to run the stream for the next hour and a half or so to give us a little bit of time between this and the start of the Android competition. So during that time we'll be running as many community games as we can fit onto the stream. So you'll most likely still have time to pop out, do whatever you need to, come back and still join in with things. Oh. I thought there was going to be someone in there.
Oh my god. I am getting my butt handed to me, kind of it. I do not like this. Wait. Did you forget to put off, like turn off what's called?
Gonna come back in a bit once you remember what it was you're gonna finish the sentence with.
No, it's just... Did you forget to turn off the class that you're not allowed to use in ESL? Can't remember what it's called because we never see it.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Well, isn't I think MMMM is running that class.
It's possible. I think there are ways to glitch classes you're not supposed to have. But we don't worry too much about that. I think at some point it will hopefully get fixed, whatever's causing that to happen. But for now, just in the context of the community games, we would ask you guys if you have found ways to access stuff that we've specifically turned off to not do that. Ideally.
It would be nice. I mean, after all, there isn't reason why it's turned off.
Oh yes, it's definitely using the Marauder. You cheeky so-and-so.
There we go, it's the Marauder. Oh man, I always forget what it's called because we never see it in ESL play.
Well, the Marauder...
Also, why are people so goddamn strong right now?
The Marauder is hopefully going to be getting some changes pretty soon. So we'll see how that ends up panning out. Hopefully, we'll get to the point where people feel a little bit more comfortable in playing against the Marauder. As Persian Cyberpunk, I really like the combination of saying ooh la la with the snake face. That's pretty special.
Ooh la la with the snake face. Do you ever snake, Counterfeit?
I don't understand the question.
Or do you sneak?
Ah. When I sneak, I'm always a snake.
Oh man, Masao is just tearing me apart.
Well, cool, Melissa. You're tearing me apart.
It's not fair. I did not do it. Have you ever watched The Room?
Well, yes, otherwise I wouldn't be making that reference.
Ah, fair enough. Well, I watched it for the first time, I think like 2 months ago. And I don't regret watching it, but God, is it a bad movie.
I mean, that's the idea. Mortar thinks I should have my bust on one of those pedestals as a tribute. I agree. I think anything that involves me getting... I think maybe this one. We don't need this guy. Look, it doesn't even have a name thing. Terrible. Terrible!
And we have a passkey, thank God. Now I can stop embarrassing myself on the battlefield.
Alright, so who is it we're going to be seeing in the semi-finals, Deedless?
Alpha OP versus Team PS. Alpha OP just got in, or from semi-final. They didn't have to play in the quarterfinal. They did get a default win. They're representing Colombia. And Team PS representing Mexico.
Alright, exciting stuff. We get to see 2 new teams taking the stage, one of which will get the chance to compete in our grand finals, those 30,000 credits. Let's see if the lobby has got itself...
It's not up yet.
Well, shucks.
But you know, you can... I mean, just set up another custom game and I'll let you know once it's up.
Alright. So guys, do come and join in if we can... Well, hopefully we'll have the chance. I don't know quite how long it's going to be before that first game gets set up. But we're going to go for a free-for-all. Do come and join in ESL 123. Be you worthy of art, or one who is merely left up on the shelf. This is your chance to show off your fighting skills in front of the world.
Or at least in front of you and I.
I consider myself the world.
Oh, well, Counterfeit, you are my world.
Ah. And you are my lump of coal.
Hey.
Proton, yes, I do agree. I would ask to lay off the Marauder for future ones. As I said, I believe there are ways to access classes which aren't supposed to be unlocked for a certain thing, but we would ask you to refrain from doing that. For now, let's get stuck in. It looks like the passkey is something different. Do you want to give that one a try, Deedless?
Oh yeah, yes, I will do that immediately. And there we go, that is up, but I'll just let you know once it's starting to get full.
Alright, cool. So, I hope that you, well, I hope that you be amenable to the idea of sticking to the classes you're supposed to. Because as I can say, I don't think people are particularly pleased. So we ban out the Marauder in these games because it's also banned in ESL. Hopefully, that can be revisited once the Marauder gets its latest balance update. But we'll see. We shall see. What I've heard, it's going to be pretty significant. So, personally speaking, Dealers, I think there's been a bit of a... It's been a kind of a relatively light touch on the Marauder up until this point. But from what I've been told, this should be a much more significant change. Time will tell, though. Time will tell.
Well, sure. Time is always the teller of tales, I guess. But, Mr. Counterfeit, I will let you know that we have the entire team of PS in here, but we're missing Alpha OP.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for those before we get in there, as Jaina E doing very well. Hey, good amount of folks turning up for this free-for-all. Welcome our Thailand-based fans. How are you guys doing? I hope it's... Let's see, I don't know what time... I guess the time difference would be... Thailand? I'm trying to think of where that is exactly in the world. It must be probably mid-afternoon in Thailand, I guess, at least.
Right now in Thailand it's 6:45 in the evening.
Oh, a bit later than I even thought.
Yeah, so you are 7 hours ahead? Oh, sorry, 7 hours behind.
Aha! I've managed to successfully adjust my aim as Unknown is smashing everyone. Gosh darn it, Jam. Morda, thanks for dropping by. Always lovely to see ya. So guys, we'll be shortly getting into our semi-final stages before, of course, we get onto Android things later on. Shucks, that was a poor time to be reloading. I suspect there's quite a lot of universal truths in how people play.
I think... Oh, sorry.
I suspect there's a lot of universal truths in how people play FPSs in terms of, you know, what would be a good military tactic in real life. And what's a good idea in an FPS.
I think you should rarely reload in the MC5, considering how you usually have such a big clip. So unless you empty it, you should not be reloading. At least that's my 2 cents, bro.
I try to make sure I'm neither short of dollars nor short of cents. So that is advice well received. We're going to switch across to a slightly fancier looking Cog V because that should help us win. Hey, looks like we get to shoot someone else in the back. I think there's something to be said for... Oh, we got decoyed. I do feel like Scramble is probably a better team of battle map than it is a free-for-all.
Why is that?
Just because the layout of the map is very kind of team-centric. Like, you know, with the spawns feel like they're really facing off against each other. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's not a terribly good capture the flag map, for example. Is that I think it's built so heavily with the idea of sort of battling teams in mind. But like, yeah, you look over here and like that's one big structure where if somebody comes up behind you, you're just dead. You've got no, like, the way, there's no like sort of turns in here. Like if someone comes up behind you, they will just kill you.
Yeah.
Because it's so open. Whereas if you're in a map where there's a lot more kind of corridors. Oh, Come on now. You've gone from using a banned class Marauder to using a banned weapon in the grinder. Starting to get a little impatient with it. I'm going to assume in both cases you just didn't know that's what the rule was. But if you are listening, the prestige weapons are not allowed in the MC5 custom games or in ESL competitions, so we'd ask you to refrain from doing so. Otherwise, we'll have even sterner words for you. Oh, we don't want to have to do that.
You know what, Confit? I think you should give a piece of charcoal to I think that's the way forward.
I wouldn't want to go that far.
It's the only way they'll learn, my dude.
Well, if you're going to have to push me to that, I'm going to downgrade your Christmas present from a bunch of delightful bunnies to half a lump of small.
No way.
That's right. Much like the real Santa, I am vengeful. And I will take no argument. Oh, that's a good place to toss a grenade. I mostly hit myself with it. But the idea was good. Oh no! Alright guys, so we're coming to the end of this community game. Deedless, how's that next lobby looking?
Well, everyone left, so...
I know.
Our admin Babros currently working on figuring out what's happening.
Alrighty, so we didn't do that great, but hey.
You tried, my friend. You tried.
So guys, we'll keep the community games rolling. We'll take, since we're going a little bit of a delay on our next game, we'll make this next one a break game so we can have a more in-depth chat with our ESL admin. So ESL 1, 2, 3. Do come and join us. We'll be doing a team battle. Where should we go for that break game team battle?
Ooh, let's go to the rooftops.
Alright, let's raise the roof. ESL 1, 2, 3. Yes, oh yeah, there you go. It's back in the chat. So, can I have your agreement that no more Marauders, no more prestige weapons? Don't want
That's
to
right, kind of. That's right, kind of it. Remember to threaten them with not receiving a Christmas present this year.
That's right. You're currently on half a lump of small. Let's see if can earn their way back up again to a full lump of small. And consider themselves lucky.
Well, could I consider myself lucky?
I mean, if you want to.
Nice. Well, I will consider myself lucky then.
Alright, looks like we got a decent amount of folks to get us started off for this break game again. So there will be no commentary for the next few minutes time while we talk to our admins. But you guys will still be playing on the stream. The passkey will of course remain the same. Let's just give these guys a chance to get onto teams. Then we'll get this one begun. Hobbs. Unassign. What are you doing? You're killing me. And is hanging out in the spectator as well. Well, shucks. Once we go, there we go. We've got pretty much even teams. Except for the person who changes teams at the last second. Of course! We'll catch you guys in 7 minutes or less at the end of this game. Wait, don't carry on. I'm coming back in, dude. No, please tell me about how you don't know while I try and come back in. Welcome back, guys. It looks like that game ended up a little bit earlier than expected as Bouncy, Bullet, and Albanian doing a pretty nice job. It sounds like our next lobby is almost ready, but we'll see if we can sneak in at least the beginnings of another custom game before that happens. We're going to be switching across to the upper half of the bracket, since we're having a little bit of trouble with rustling up our teams from before. So that will be Team Arbolito versus Omni Esports. And dealers, from what we've seen already, Omni did come perilously close to losing a game. Do you think that's going to affect their performance in the semi-finals?
Oh, not at all, kind of it. I think, sorry, it will affect them, but not in a negative way. I think that it's just going to make them more aware of the fact that they need to focus and they need to actually take this seriously. But now that being said, kind of it, I think you need to get in here very soon because we have 8 people in here. Actually, 9 people, sorry.
Oh.
And they're getting ready to go.
Well, in that case, yes. Let's get down to business. Alright guys, apologies for that, we won't be able to set up another game as anticipated. Don't worry, we'll be having another game after this, so she'll have no shortage of fun and good times as Omni and Arbolito go face to face in our semi-finals. Team Arbolito, they've actually had a pretty successful run in the past, but not so much recently.
No, they have been struggling a bit in today's competition and in just the September-October finals, where they placed, well, like 6th place. So Team Arbolito, the little tree that could, as you like to call them, definitely are not a team that will go into the grand final without having to work a bit for it. But kind of it, you know what? Apparently Playboy has a school presentation, so I'm not sure if Playboy is playing at school or if they're just trolling.
I honestly wouldn't know. Does Playboy indicate how this is going to affect what they're doing? Are they saying that they won't be able to play?
No, I think they're just saying that people need to hurry up.
Oh, right, okay.
But then again, I don't know if you're probably, if Playboy actually has a school presentation, then that would be school on a Sunday. And that seems like something I would not be happy with. I mean, I would not love to have school on Sundays. And Iron Gaming asking, can Android players play with PC? No, we have not been able to, the servers haven't been merged quite yet. So, no, you cannot play with PC players, unfortunately, if you're playing on Android.
So, guys, it looks like we're seeing the final roster preparations being made by the squads right now. Elder Swampbuck, M11 could be a real troll someday. Wait, let's have a quick look up and see what they're referring to. M11 MC5. Is that a weapon? Oh, the Mac 11. I don't know what's going on anymore. But the most important thing being, of course, that we are about to get into our semi-final stage. Team Arbolito against Omni Esports. Let's get those team logos all switched around, because Arbolito, honestly, the Ecuadorian team with one of the most delightful logos. We're onto the streets for the first game today, as it's looking like Arbolito are having a little bit of trouble with their connections, as we've only got a couple in. There we go, a few more showing up, but Omni Esports will have the numbers advantage for now, as Arbolito will get rushed down. Proton, the bouncy one, is back. Yes, Bouncy Bullet has been playing with us over the course of today, as the early play actually sees both teams dead even, which is a pretty good showing for our Ecuadorian team, as See here, Arbolito over in the blue, Omni Esports in the red, and things are starting out pretty darn evenly.
Oh yes, it's 7-7 counterfeit, so off to a very good start for both teams being able to stand even here against each other. But now, Arbolito, as you said, have a lovely logo counterfeit, and you know what? I myself love little trees. I have a pine tree actually down in my living room.
Wow. Maybe you could call it your Arbolito.
Well, I'm sure it is my little Arbolito, but you know what? Masuo right now from Omni Esports not having a Arbolito time, not doing so well. It's currently having died 3 times and only just found their first kill.
Let's check in on those raw numbers. So Detoik from the side of Arbolito is definitely doing the lion's share of the workers. I'm not a fan. Well, at this point I don't think Arbolito have a choice anymore, but they've let themselves be pulled into a spawn trap, which can happen at 2 teams that fall quite far behind. Nice play there from Detoik, trying to stand up to 3 members of Omni at the same time, but Arbolito can't afford to get cornered here. You just get absolutely ripped to pieces, and I think if Omni hadn't advanced far enough to force the respawns to be somewhere distant, that could basically end the game with that one maneuver.
Well, on top of that counterfeit, just to add to the whole you can't get cornered thing, I mean, we know Omni Esports, they are a very dominant team and that they are unrelenting. If they first get the lead, they will keep it, they won't stop hurting you. So it's very important for Arbolito to not fall too far behind. They're not doing that quite yet. They keep going, they keep fighting, and currently they're only behind by 4 kills. That is not enough for Omni to have said that they really have a big lead.
Yeah, the success of Omni so far definitely seems to lean pretty heavily on their military support. As you can see here, 7 military support kills to only 1 from the Ecuadorian squad with little trees. I think they're going to need to change that as we come towards the end of this first game. We're going by the sound of the music. I think we've still got a little bit of time left on this game. We're only just above the halfway mark, so there's still time for Arbolito to turn things back around. And I think it's still going to be Detoik who's been the rock of the Arbolito squad since the start of the game, who's going to do it, if anyone.
But counterfeit, Detoik needs to step it up and needs to step it up now if Arbolito they are to win this first game. Right now behind by over 10 kills, Omni Esports sitting at 44. They are just so close to winning this game. They just need 4 more kills, counterfeit, because they're now at 46, and this series is about to go into the favor of Omni Esports.
Again, it's a military support difference that's really hurting Arbolito, who have been getting kills of their own, but apparently just not as adept at deploying those airstrikes to get the job done. Omni, another win for them means they stay undefeated. For Arbolito, they put up a good fight, but it's looking like it could be yet another loss to Omni, which so many teams on PC have suffered. As we look at the numbers, the real standout performance there for me has got to be Jaden. 12 and 5. Real nice stuff.
Yeah, well, counterfeit, I will say that for Team Arbolito moving into game number 2, they need to keep this up. I think they played perfectly against Omni Esports, but Omni just have a tendency to run away with things towards the end. And if Arbolito, they can again just butt heads against Omni Esports, but keep it up for the entirety of the game, then I think Arbolito could definitely win this game, but they also need a full roster in order to do it. So they need to hope, they need to hope that people are not going to be disconnecting.
I mean, we've certainly seen teams manage to pull off 4v5 or even 3v5 victories, but they're very much the exception rather than the rule. You do see, particularly from some of our more experienced teams, how quickly they'll jump on the opportunity to go 4 versus 5. Oh, sorry, to go 5 versus 4 and just rush down the other opposing side. It's so hard to function under that kind of circumstance. And, you know, against Omni, it was going to be a hard enough job even with a full 5-person roster.
Let's see how it's all going to turn around in game number 2, Confit. Obelito, they still stand a chance, but Omni Esports, they are undefeated so far. And Omni Esports, obviously, in order to win the entire tournament, will have to face up against another team in the grand final if they go all the way. But only time will tell if they can go all the way.
Alright guys, so do come and join us ESL 1, 2, 3 as we ready ourselves for our next semi-final game. We hope you'll come along and join in the fun. Elder Swampbuck got wrecked this morning by that Jaden, that old mug. I don't think I've heard someone called an old mug before. I was understanding the mug generally referred to somebody's face. But hey. Iron Gaming, when will the next update come? It's my understanding that the next hotfix, which is primarily going to be balance changes, is in testing at the moment. So we're talking about the near future. Usually it's a matter of weeks when that happens. So you won't have to hold out too long before you seeing those balance changes come in. Hopefully you'll find them very much to your taste. Alright, so D-less. I think we're about ready to start. We've got the 2v2, ESL 1, 2, 3. We're on the construction site. Let's build ourselves a pain bow.
A pain bow? I'm confused.
Honestly, I've confused myself. Let's get started. PR39, we're going to change things up for this game. I don't actually think that PR39 is great for this map because there's so much of the map that is going to be wide open. But let's get begun.
You know what, Confit? I'll be spectating you throughout this one.
You fiend.
Yes. See how you're gonna do.
Well, in this match, we're going to be focusing on trying to make sure that wherever we go, we're aware of our surroundings and that we have a place to hide if we need to. Because even though someone can kill you very quickly, there we go. Just getting out of the way can... Oh, never mind. Can make a pretty big difference.
Do you tend to get out of the way?
I get out of the way of all the ones except for the ones I don't get out of the way of.
Oh. Interesting.
Alright. Let's have a wander around as a commander. As hopefully, I was to say hopefully no one's behind us right now, but that's exactly what happened instantaneously. Let's bounty hunt. I do enjoy. Oh, beautiful. So we're trying the fire and forget style of sniping. It works sometimes. Iron Gaming YouTube. I'm not sure exactly how much I can say about the upcoming update, but let's just say if there's balance concerns you have, then Gameloft will have done their best to address those concerns. As Steve... Ugh, Steve is almost making me want to change off the bounty hunter because I keep changing classes every time I die. On the assumption that the class was the problem. But no, I'll stick with it for now. Ah. Oh, but what I do need to change is my support package.
Your support package? what does it include right now?
Well, the airstrike is pretty important on this game mode because there's a lot of time where people are sticking up here. For example, on this sniper's nest is super vulnerable to being airstruck. There's nothing protecting you from above, and also you're basically standing in a long line of snipers here, so there's always the potential for a multi-kill to come through, and that's pretty devastating when it does happen. Sneaky, sneaky, sneak.
Okay, well, while you play that custom game, kind of it, I will talk with our admin and figure out what's going on, because apparently there's some decisions to be made.
Alright.
But I'll let you know once I know more.
Wait, where are the enemy team though? Oh, there they are. Haha! Now I find out for myself. I think I need to drop off the sniper for the time being, because that's really not working very well. Let's see. Let's go for the Hauser. Bouncy bullet! You fiend, it's like you're using a Dreadeye. That's how effective that sniper rifle is. Alright, we're going to keep trying to make sure that we're covered. I'm trying to work on my spatial awareness for MC5 because it feels like that makes a huge difference. As I think let's see, we're getting DM'd a lot of the keys.
Yeah, well, don't do anything right now. Try and take a look at the coordination chat.
Let's see. Okay, I don't quite follow what's going on there, but if you keep us updated, that's still when we've got the game. And guys, we'll keep the community games running as we try and figure ourselves out here. Alright, you and me won a last fight. Okay, no, mind. I think since we're finding ourselves a decent amount of players here on PC, we might be able to get away with running something a little bit different. So let's see if we can hop out and see if we can maybe get enough people to make a battle royale worthwhile. It's ambitious. We'll see if you guys are feeling like that today. It will be under the same passkey, ESL123. And we'll be looking for about 10 players or so to get stuck in. Hey Steve, looking cool with those shades. Right.
Do you ever look cool, kind of fit?
I like to think that it's a matter of presentation.
Well, do you present yourself in a cool fashion then?
I don't think I've figured it out as of yet. I mean, Steve and Arthur, they've got a certain simple cool that works very well for them, but I think it's a individual thing to a person. I think, you know, while there are a lot of things that can work pretty well, generally, I think the essence of true cool has always got to be an individual thing. It's got to, you know, I think because it's looking for an effect, but how you get to that destination is going to be different because you're starting from a different place. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I can follow what you're saying.
I think that's probably true of a lot of things. It does make me think, actually, because, you know, whenever people ask us about sort of advice on getting to shoutcasting things, it often feels like a cop-out answer to kind of, you know, to say it's individual for each person, because it kind of is a cop-out answer. So, I think maybe that's what it is. It's just be giving people the goals they need to be working towards, rather than the methods they use to get to those goals.
Okay, everyone, a bit of an update. We will be moving on to game number 2. Our admin will be grabbing that passkey for us in just a second. And there we go. We have the passkey confit.
Alright, well in that case, we'll let you guys get started with this battle royale. And then we'll switch across. Are the players in there already?
Let me check that out, my dude.
Oh gosh, Albanian is
Yeah, they are in there.
accusing me of working with the enemy, who I'm not sure who the enemy are. But I'm a blatant double agent, treasonous, committing all manner of terrible crimes. And Elder Swamp is suggesting that they're going to murder me in the town square. What a terrifying turn this chat has taken.
Oh wow. Well, I would be sad if someone murdered you in the town square.
Aw, I'm glad. But I feel like that's phrased in such a way that doesn't preclude you being the person who's doing it and just like, I'm sad while I'm doing this. Alright, so where were we? So Omni Esports winning out by 11 in the previous game on the streets. What's our next map going to be?
Oh, I believe it will be construction site? No, overtime. So we're going to overtime. Are you coming into the lobby?
I am. I'm on my way.
Good stuff.
Looks like the players are pretty much ready to go as well.
Yeah, we're just missing one player and then we will be going.
Excellent. So the last team standing between Omni Esports and our grand finals is Team Arbolito. Let's see if they've got what it takes. Last time round, it looked like for a little while that the little trees of Arbolito could manage to pull off a huge upset. On a scale of 1 to never gonna happen, what do you reckon Arbolito's chances are coming into game 2?
Well, you know, kind of it. As I said, I do think that Arbolito, they could take this series. They just need to play the way that they were playing game number 1, but then take it all the way to the finish line. Because last time around, they kind of fell flat coming into the last 15-20 kills. That's when they started to allow Omni Esports to get into their head, to just hit them up and kill them very efficiently. So they can't do that once again. Or else Omni, they're gonna take this game. They're already off to a good start, finding 1 kill. But it's 1-1, so obviously a long way to go. But Arbolito, their destiny is in their own hands.
Let's see if we can just grab hold of the score for a few seconds. As yes, Woot, currently the holder of the single kills. We will see that doubled up. A trade of kills once again. It's looking like Arbolito are playing things out pretty cautiously coming into game number 2. You can see the little trees. They've got control of the top right-hand corner of the map. As I said so many times before, a very, very potent place to operate out of, a little fortress with very limited access points and great sight lines over at least one of the approaches. But it's seeming like Arbolito, with only 4 members against the 4 members of the Omni Esports squad, are having some creative approaches apparently.
Yeah, well, 7-4 kind of. It's 7-4 right here. And Shockwave sitting at 3-0 over on the side of Omni Esports, but it's a 4 versus 4 as well, so that does put a bit of a slower paced action in hand. Omni Esports apparently not feeling as confident when they only have 4 players instead of 5.
You can see Razor and Shockwave both putting out a good amount of points as Omni Esports are currently in the lead. Omni have taken over the top right-hand fortress. We'll have to give that a proper name at some point. But whatever the name might be referred to, that is entirely Omni territory right now. You can see that the red squad Arbolito, they're trying to find their way in. But so far, up until perhaps right now, they've been struggling as they will drive out Omni, fighting down the stairs, but losing out to Playboy there, who goes back in and takes back Omni territory.
16-9, Omni Esports up by quite a lot of kills, kind of fit. Arbolito, I said they have their own destiny in their own hands, and they are showing that to us right here, that their performance simply is just what is keeping them from doing well here in this game. They could be grouping up and just going ham towards Omni Esports, and right now they did find a lot of kills, but they're not playing as aggressive as I would love to see them do. The more aggressive you have, the more pressure you can put on Omni Esports, the less you allow them to play their game. And right now, Omni, they're being allowed to play the game to the pace that they want, which is why they have a 7-kill lead right now.
And here, more military support coming overhead. It's been a consistent part of Omni's play that they have dominated in terms of how many of their military support runs they convert into kills. You can see 25 to 17. That's basically the entire lead of Omni Esports is purely off of how well they're using their military support.
But now kind of fit. Arbolito finally have a full 5-man roster, so a bit more firepower to work with, perhaps. Omni Esports, they should start to be scared.
Playboy hiding behind the bullet shield, a very sensible place. A sensible ploy. Making sure that you stay safe. And now, of course, what we haven't taken account of as of yet is that Arbolito have got 5 members back, and this does give them the numbers advantage. But they are still so far behind in kills. You can see up there, 12 kills behind right now. Even if Arbolito start reversing the fortunes here, they're going to need to make one hell of a run to stay in the competition. 12
kills is quite a lot, kind of fit. So, as you're highlighting, Arbolito, they're falling so far behind. This could just be it. This could be Omni Esports moving into the grand final without losing a single game so far. We're still yet to figure out who they're going to face up against in that grand final. But nevertheless, that grand final, they are well on their way to head there. 39 kills so far to only 24 from Arbolito. Arbolito, they got their 5th man in just a tad too late. And Omni Esports, they're sitting in the driver's seat.
Let's check out those raw numbers. So you can see here, the score leader for the Arbolito squad is going to be Reckless and Anthony A. 10 kills and 9 kills apiece. But team leader of Omni Esports, Playboy, is doing such a fantastic job. 14-7, 14-8, alongside Shockwave. They are the ones who are really carrying this game, and why Omni is only 5 kills away from the finals.
Racer running out. Playboy 14-8 as well. Racer and Playboy been instrumental to Omni Esports in today's competition. Looking to complete it right here with 2 more kills. It's all they need to go into the grand final. Let's see if they can find it, counterfeit. Racer looking for one, gets that first kill. Racer gets the 2nd kill, and that's going to be it. That's going to be Omni Esports moving in to the grand final.
Congratulations to Omni. Continued their path of success. Guys, let's get you back onto stream once again as we recognize Playboy and Shockwave. That's an even stronger performance on overtime than it was on the streets. Very, very nice stuff. Again, Playboy and Shockwave definitely the carries there. Guys, ESL 1, 2, 3. That's your pass key to get on to stream. Elder Swampbuck throwing down some wise thoughts. I'm not sure where that's quoting from, but it seems like a pretty nice turn of phrase. I don't know if those are song lyrics or a poem, but Elder Swampbuck, I appreciate the notion. Steve MC5, RIP Orbelito. Are you trying to make Arbelito into Orrible? In which case, that seems a little bit mean after they've just lost.
More Bolito.
Ah, so that means you want more of Arbelito. I think I can get behind that a lot more.
I don't see why not. More Bolito.
Let's see. So far, I think because we're playing the same maps going through from the quarterfinals and semifinals, streets and overtime so far, I'm looking forward to seeing what we get from our good friends in Omni Esports when it comes to the grand final, where we're guaranteed at least one map they have yet to play on. Steve, well, an invite is out for Steve as well to come and prove themselves. Elder Swampbuck, I can't remember, are you playing on PC as well? We'd love to have you along for the ride as we head to conversion, and we shall prove the strength of our arms by punching each other with them.
Why would you punch someone, Counterfeit? That's not very nice.
Well, it's not worked out terribly well shooting them, so I'm going to try something new.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Alright, so Dealers, are you going to join?
Sure.
Excellent! And Honor, welcome as well. So the global chat invite will be there, ESL 123, the ways to get in on the action. Let's get begun. Our grand finals is beckoning. Let's get started.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready. In
to
fact,
get crushed.
I'm going to call a pocket here by saying my first kill will be headshotting you.
Wow.
That's right. I ain't messing around. Not with on my team.
Well, good luck.
Look at our team coordination. Look at our slippy slidey mode. I always enjoy slipping and sliding upstairs.
Oh, you got me.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, nice flanking from Albanian there, though.
Well, sharks. I tried my hardest, and I got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
Ah, yes, that famous popular song, Ah Shucks.
There, it's made by Carly Rae Jepsen, right?
I believe so. The prolific songwriter and Shucks supporter.
Shucks. The famous Dutch esports host.
Multilingual esports host. As guys, we'll be doing our best to try and keep our games going all the way to the end today. There we go. Promised,
Wow.
signed, sealed, delivered.
Man, feels bad, man. Good morning, Hero Gamer Simon. It's half 8 in the morning. Oh wow.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our American
We've
friends.
talked the whole night through. Good morning to you, to you, to you, to you. Do, 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 do. Why do you always kill me? It is not very nice.
Well,
Oh, come on, M. Can we kick M because M is still running with the prestige weapons that they're not allowed to use?
Well, it's not possible for us, unfortunately, to really ban someone from the game, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised. You've been around for the stream for a while. You know that you're not supposed to be doing that.
I mean, I'm a super bad player, and when someone has a better weapon than me, then I have no chance of winning.
Well, the grinder is a pretty gnarly weapon, let's be fair.
Yeah. Well.
Hey! Arthur, wishing Hero Gaming Simon a good breakfast. Why, that is the best wish of all. Hooah! We're getting irradiated. Who throws radiation grenades anymore?
Well, people who wants to radiate you.
I think the radiation grenades, they're really, really useful, but people don't tend to use them, I think, because it's not immediately obvious why they're particularly good, because you don't experience the effects yourselves. But when someone throws a radiation grenade at you, which I don't think ever happens in ESL, it's super hard to deal with. Getting slowed down and damaged, like, it's almost impossible to fight with someone while that effect is going on. Oh man, that's some truly awful grenade throwing. How are we doing? 5 and 5? Not too shabby. I think 4 of those 5 kills is from shooting Deedless in the face.
No. Okay. Quick update on the bracket, everyone. We do have Alpha OP in the grand final, so they'll be facing up against Omni Esports.
How delightful. Uh-oh. An excellent demonstration of why you do not throw your grenades while you're going up the stairs. The inability to fire while throwing a grenade is pretty hard to deal with. As we'll clear out our way. Trying to make sure we keep at least some kind of terrain. I think with the size of the character models, there are certain pieces of terrain which are mainly useful for hiding behind visually, but if someone knows that you're there, they drop off in efficacy dramatically. This is actually a pretty even team game.
Perhaps we should try and go for some for funs.
For fun?
For funs game modes, seeing as how we have so many players.
Give it a go. What were you thinking?
Well, what about some capture the flag or cargo?
I'd be up for doing some cargo.
Nice.
Yes, so Hunter, or the other Hunter as I know, is giving the sage advice of aiming for the commander's legs, which I think is fair. Commander very much skipping a leg day when they go to the gym. And so that is their most vulnerable spot. Yes, I'll post a message in the chat for telling them that they, I mean, well, we can't really stop someone from doing that. I will be letting them know that we'll be kicking them from the lobbies at least.
You are a good person, kind of it.
Yes, Hunter, you're right. The we were aiming for the shields when we should have been aiming for legs. I think I haven't quite got used to that. For any of you guys who aren't aware, the Commander event is going on at the moment, so if you don't have the Commander, then you can get it by just grinding out the Commander missions, as well as unlocking a bunch of the Commander stuff. So definitely recommend it, especially if you're a new player. It's a great opportunity. Hunter, we have got Prestige banned out, but unfortunately there are some ways you can get around that. We're not going to go into what they are, because obviously we don't want to encourage people to use them. But
touché.
We would ask you guys, especially in a game where, you know, it's one thing if you were playing ranked and you actually had something on the line, but we're all playing together. We'd ask you guys to try and stick with the ESO rules as much as possible. Hopefully, at some point, we'll have the ability to put a mutator on the game to make it so that those rules are actually enforced. But as it is, we're just here for a good old time, and not necessarily to crush everyone. Alright, next game is up.
Nice. I'm still keeping an eye out on our admins.
Cool, cool.
Sorry, our admin side of things, just to let us know once we have the next ESL game coming up, kind of it.
Alright, has made a solemn promise not to use the Marauder or Prestige weapons again. Appreciate that. I thought maybe writing it down might be a bit easier. Playboy Gaming wants us to teach dealers a lesson and challenge them 1v1. We'll have to see. We're doing alright for time. It depends on how many games the finals goes to, because we're going to want a little bit of a break before we go to Android, and if we have our traditional 1v1 tournament between myself and D-List, we're quite likely going to end up going straight onto Android without a break. So, I would... Playboy, maybe we can do that as a YouTube thing. As an extra, once we're all done with this. Hunter wants a 1v1 as well.
Wow, good luck, kind of it.
I'll tell you what we can do is in the next game, if we still don't have our finals by that point, we can try and sneak in some 1v1 action between myself and D-List. But I suspect after this is all said and done, probably won't have time. But if that is the case, we'll make sure we do it on the next PC stream anyway. Alright, we're going to get started. Sorry about that, Venom and friend who just joined. You can still come back and join in with the same passkey, the same invite, but we don't want to wait around too long, or we'll end up with no game at all. Right. So, we're headed to the streets. So, D-Less, are you on the opposing team this time?
Nope. I'm looking at you playing, and then I'm going to look at what our admin will say.
Ah, fair enough.
Don't want to get distracted, my friend.
So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to make sure that we've always got some form of terrain. So I don't think there's anything wrong with... Oh, that's right, actually, yes, we can play... The way to play duel on normal maps is, yes, to use VIP. Because that effectively just that gives you 5 points for each kill you get on the other person, so it effectively just makes everything into a duel. Hunter, I think if it's sniper only, no one will ever die.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, when I say no one will ever die, I mean I will die. Repeatedly.
Well, I mean, worse things could happen. You tend to die a lot anyway, so...
Yeah? Well, I just took down Steve. Took him downtown. Oh, I need to heal. Ooh. And hey, look, we beat up Steve so bad that they quit the game. Cam's trying to wait out our bullet shield. I'm really glad bullet shields are in the game and people are actually starting to use them now. It took a long time, I think, before people really considered it. But I think it's it's a real big step towards making the game feel more tactical. Because you're making a very deliberate decision of, yeah, this is where I'm putting the bullet shield down. And it's only going to actually do anything at all if you make a smart decision. I think, yes, I think this game has become rather one-sided. Let me jump out. I'm going to go and join the other side. Oh, nice. Okay, so Hunter made the point that the VIP mode lets you see where the other person is, and so that means that it's easier to find each other and actually have fights rather than just spending their time getting killed by not knowing where the other person is, which I think is fair enough if you're looking for that particular kind of gameplay. So, let's see, do we have any update on our game?
Not quite yet, but I will ask her happen.
Alright, well let's see if we can fit in our 1v1, so let's make it a VIP on... let's go for... watch map. Actually, your choice of maps, sir.
Well, we haven't done a cargo yet.
Oh no, I meant for the VIP game.
I'm not sure which maps are good for VIP.
I mean, it's basically just effectively being done as a makeshift duel. So
Okay,
I'd imagine the smaller maps will be able to see where each other is, so it does allow... Yes, it does make it a little bit easier to play on the slightly larger maps because you're not spending the time just looking for each other.
Well, I think Scramble is probably good then.
Okay, so let's get that game created. I'll invite you directly to it. Apparently Streets is standard. Okay, well, we'll do it on Scramble to start with. So the Hunter's saying the point of the 1v1 is to compare our gun game. Gosh. Exciting stuff. Oh, let's do a quick client restart since it looks like I had a few problems with loading up there. And then we'll get the our VIP game that's done. Hunter, is the Streets the standard VIP because of the Streets being a particularly good map for it, or is it just because it's the first map?
Will you invite me, Mr. Counterfeit?
Yeah, as I said, I'm just restarting my client at the moment, and we'll have the game back up in a few moments.
Nice.
Right. Alright, I'll tell you what, actually, let's go for the Streets. Let's make it this as by the book as possible. So we'll be sticking to the same sort of rules as normal. So I'll be keeping the passkey different than normal, just so we can end up making sure that we get the 1v1. And I'll give you a direct invite, dealers, to make sure that you are my opponent.
Nice.
Alright, there we go. Invited. Oh wait, sorry. Need to change the game mode to VIP. Sorry, force of habit. There you go. Getting game set up again. Apologies for that, guys. Alright, so it's almost time for us to determine this week who is the superior shooteroo. I can't remember, where were we? Do we have a record?
Oh, I could not join the room.
Yes, that's because I was remaking it.
Oh. I don't think we have an official record anywhere.
Alright, well let's start a record right here and now. Let's start with a fresh slate. It's a new decade. It's a new time for us to start shooting each other directly in the face. VIP on the Streets. We'll of course be having our grand finals pretty darn soon. So we may have to jump out of this before it's fully officially decided. Dealers, you have an invite? At least I hope you do.
Not yet.
Oh, I'll send you another one. Cool, Lizzie Garcia, welcome to the stream. We're about to see your two casters going head to head in VIP competition. And so this effectively works like a duel, because I think you get 5 points for each one, so it's going to be first to 10, I suppose?
Why are we not doing a normal duel?
Because we wouldn't be able to do it on the streets.
Well, why does it have to be on the streets?
I don't know if you're trolling me or just not listening.
Man. I'm not sure either.
Let's get down to business. So we should be able to see on the map where each other is once the game has started. So this is the... So I've noticed this comes up quite a lot in the custom games that people will... there we go. So we can see each other on the map. So it's literally just going to be about finding a place to fight and then doing it. Lizzie Garcia? Friends with Hero Gaming Simon? Wah. Alright, so let's choose our place of battle and get to battle him.
Oh, man.
Sit down, Deedless. Sit down.
We do have a passkey, actually.
How do we?
Yeah, wait, what? Oh. Well, my game crashed anyway, so
Aha!
I call that a tie.
Do you? Do you
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Controversy mars the first Intercaster Intermural Cup of the 2020 season. I'll leave it to you guys in the chat to determine the results of that previous game. Did get the first kill, but it's true it wasn't a full game, so I'll leave it to you guys. Who should we treat that first game as a victory for myself, or should we consider it to be a 0-0 draw so far?
I would say a 0-0 draw. We only got to, what, like, the second kill. I didn't even get a chance to take revenge. Proton asking, when is the next match? Well, it's about to be now. Counterfeit, you need to get in because all the players are here.
Excellent. So Omni Esports versus Alpha OP. Our best of 5 grand finals for those 30,000 credits, and of course, the exclusive ESL camos. We'll start off here on the streets. Omni Esports, they've had pretty great runs so far. Alpha OP, the last one standing in their way.
All the players are in here, Counterfeit. We just need that last guy. Barbarous? Wait. Is our admin in here? Huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, guess that's not a player then. But yeah. Alpha OP, they have not lost a single game yet. Default wins all the way to the grand final. So obviously we're not sure what their form is coming into this grand final game. Omni Esports, however, having won both their series 2-0, definitely goes to show that they are one of the best teams, if not the best team, in this entire tournament.
Yeah, they've certainly been impressing it so far. But we don't know if Alpha OP have got something in the tank. Looking at the Colombian team's history, they have not got a good record against Omni, losing out to them the last 4 times these two teams clashed. But hey, when the stakes are high, when the blood is up, who knows what could happen. Hunter is coming down on the side of calling that first caster clash a draw, saying that the first kill doesn't decide anything, more important are the last kills, as they're under more pressure. Interesting. So Hunter doesn't see it just as a pure skill test, but also a test of how well you can keep your nerve when it comes down to those final moments.
That is definitely true, but we're still waiting for that last player to come in. We're missing one player over on the side of Alpha OP. Barbers, our admin is still in the lobby, making sure that everything will go according to plan. So it's just a matter of a few more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Hide on Bush coming in. Not sure if that is the last player, but it is a player nevertheless. So I would assume that since they know the passkey, it's probably a player for the side of Alpha OP.
Alright guys, we're getting things started as soon as we possibly can. Just taking a bit of a dig into the history of Alpha OP, see if I can find some of their previous round results. Looks like I'm not having any luck with that at the moment, but I'll keep you guys updated. Of course, what matters the most is how they perform here and now today. But we shall see. As we head onto the streets, game number 1 of our grand finals. This will be a difference of 10,000 credits between first and second place. So very, very important stuff. Omni, they have looked unstoppable so far. Alpha OP, with a history with Omni, are looking to change our perceptions of them as we start out the finals.
Yes. Time to see if Omni Esports, they can actually lose a game counterfeit, or what's gonna happen. Right here, it's definitely going to be an interesting game nevertheless. But it's looking like it's going to be a slow start with the two teams only having 3 players joining in. So let's see what's gonna happen. Now 4 players here for Alpha OP, so a bit of a extra hand to work with, a bit more firepower here early on.
Very fierce early skirmishes. As I think, as far as I recall, I believe that Omni have at least been operating with 4 members up until this point in every one of their games. Let's check out what the numbers like. It's 3-2-3 right now, as Hide on Bush, a late arrival for the Omni squad, is doing pretty decently for them so far. Couple of kills in pocket thanks to that BSW. It's Steve though who remains untouched. That Jadestone Cog V, shiny and unblemished so far.
2 kills already, counterfeit Steve. Doing pretty well, but there we go. Julian P picking up the first kill onto onto Steve rather. Making sure to take it down Steve just a tiny notch. And currently the score is 9-6. So Alpha OP, a few kills behind, but now with a full roster, 5 people playing for their team, they're sure to have a bit of an extra advantage going up against these Omni Esports players who are going to have a harder time just defending each other, seeing as how they just don't have as much firepower.
Yes, the diminished roster size is really hurting them here. We can still see the Omni are fighting with everything they have, but just the sheer weight of firepower coming from Alpha could do what has been previously unthinkable. Give that first Omni loss over, and even if it is a loss with a asterisk based on the lack of players, it's still gonna mean that it's proof that Omni can lose a game.
But Omni, they have the lead, counterfeit. They're up by 5 kills. So while Alpha OP, they have that man advantage, they're starting to lose it now. The more and more players from Omni Esports are coming in, now sitting at 4. And with a lead in hand, Omni Esports, they're looking unstoppable and looking like the strongest team in the tournament. If they keep this up, I would not be surprised if it is a quick 3-0 series here in the grand final.
Yes, for the player to come back in at being jaded. Look at them tearing in. I thought we were just about to see a triple kill come through. Fortunately for Alpha OP, it wasn't quite as nasty as that. But now the full strength of Omni Esports are on the field. Jaden coming in and slamming down early kills. Hide on Bush doing exceptionally well. 13-5 so far. Omni Esports, they may have stumbled out of the gate of the grand finals, but now they are fully back onto both feet.
Steve's still sitting at 4 and 6 kills, counterfeit, doing fine, but having a hard time landing on their feet because of these players from Alpha OP shooting them down the moment they spawn. The scoreline 33-23. Omni Esports holding on, and they're just so good at controlling the games. They're good at just getting control over the tempo as well, and making sure that their opponents they have to respond to what they are doing. Right now, getting inside the head of their opponents, surely this is going to be a loss that Alpha OP they're gonna have a hard time dealing with, seeing as how they had a man advantage for such a long time. They had 2 man advantage as well, and they didn't do anything with it.
Yes, a trying set of circumstances for Alpha OP to labour under, as I think it just goes to show something we were talking about right back at the beginning of the broadcast, that the very best teams can manage to win out a 3v5 situation. I think it's a testament to how strong Omni Esports are that they were able to do that. And I think, I'm not even sure how much time it took there, but man, 50 to 30 here on the streets. That is the most convincing victory outside of the very first round of competition that Omni Esports have had today. And they're setting themselves up extremely well to have a clean run through this grand finals.
I can't believe what we saw, kind of it. Omni Esports in such a dominant fashion, keeping their calm and winning despite them being down 2 members for such a long time in that game. It's impressive, but kind of it nevertheless, I'm not even that surprised because it's Omni Esports and they've been unstoppable today.
So guys, it's looking like we might need some fresh blood in the PC scene to challenge Omni. If you guys are on a PC and you'd like to take part in a future ESL competition, do head across to discord.gg/ESL Modern Combat. Find yourself a team over there and come and join in with future competitions. They're all totally free to enter, and you can develop along with your team to eventually become an Omni Esports of your very own. Let's get a break game started up. ESL 123, ESL unos dos tres. Do come and join us. We'll be getting to the second game of our grand finals momentarily.
Hey, let's go.
Welcome back, Cam. How ya doing? We've got our global chat invite out. We'll keep, of course, spamming them around. Bouncy Bullet. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back, welcome back. Deedless, are you going to be spectating this one?
Yes. I'll still be keeping an eye out on what our admin is saying, so I'm not going to be playing in on these custom games.
Alrighty then. Let's see. Hunter, will we continue the 191s? Maybe 1-to-1s? 1-on-1s, yes. I figured that might be what you're talking about. I don't think we're going to get a chance to Hunter. But what we might do is we might make it a YouTube video down the line. When we get the chance. Because I think it seems like a pretty fun thing to do. ESL 123, can we find just one more person who wants to come and play here on PC in our community games? Our grand finals could end up being relatively short. We're going to be bringing you Android in just an hour's time. So I hope you come and join us for that. Yeah, Hunter, we will see if we can get that sorted out. Myself and Deedless have a regular kind of casting practice that we do, so we could probably do it, make a recording of that as part of our casting practice. Or maybe make it a little stream, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm Gaming YouTube, so I'm not an expert by any means, I'm not a game loft developer, but my understanding is that the emulators are not allowed for ranked play in MC5, and there's a very good chance you'll get banned out if you do use it. So be careful. I'd imagine that any kind of modified game is going to be looked upon quite dimly by Gameloft. If you've got any doubts, I would send a message through to Gameloft support. That's support.gameloft.com, and they can clarify for you what is and is not allowed. I would probably err on the side of caution though, till you know for certain that something which is a little bit kind of borderline is or isn't supposed to be done. Alright, let's get started. It's me and on one team with Bouncy Bullet. And I'm trying to remember who it is on the other one. Cam, I think? It's time. Oh. Well, I'm glad I used a little bit of terrain to block the first shot. I probably should have just left after that, rather than sticking around. Hooah! We survived around the first corner. Unfortunately, our movement was a little bit predictable, so we got taken out around the second, but I still call that some kind of win.
I think all you do, kind of, it is a win. Because you are a winner, my friend. Are you not?
Well, that's a good place to throw a grenade from. Hey, I got him.
Kind of, are you not a winner?
I think it depends on the given game. I don't like to define myself by winning or losing, dealers.
I think you're a winner.
I like to define myself by how I play the game.
Well,
in this case, not so well.
So if you win, then you're a winner, right?
I don't feel like... I feel like I'm just repeating myself here. Sorry, I'm a little tired. We finished up at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning yesterday, so this is a very early start for us as well. I don't know. I don't think you can get too hung up on the results of any given game. I think once you start, like, judging yourself by how a game goes, then it just, it takes it too much out of your control. Especially if Bouncy Bullet's going to shoot you in the face.
Oh, we have a passkey.
Uh-huh.
You just stay in this one. I'll go check out the lobby. See what's happening.
Oh no, we're getting spawn camped. Iron Gaming. Having a fight with Nightbot. That's a fight that can only ever end well. Oh man. The blue team are all over us like a rash. Fortunately, I think we managed to break out of spawn.
Okay, so there's currently 5 players in here.
Total?
Yes. So I'll let you know once you need to join up.
Okay, cool. I think we accidentally avoided getting sniped there. Not because we were even intending to, but just because our opponent kept missing. Harking grenades!
Well, sometimes you just need to make sure that your opponents, they keep on missing.
How do I make sure of that?
Well, you get into their mind, kind of. Call them names. Say that if they shoot you, you'll give them coal. And then they'll start to miss on purpose.
So you're saying I should badmouth my opponents, huh?
Yeah, sure. Are you saying it's a bad idea?
I don't know. I don't know if they can hear me, is the main thing. But do you think it's still an effective tactic even with that being the case?
Yeah.
We took out Bouncy Bullet. Wait, we got shot from the side? Oh. They must have brought a friend.
Perhaps you'll just... Even though they can't hear you, you'll make sure to get inside their mind, kind of it. Or at least bump up your your confidence.
Alright, I think we're going to head across to our pre-game lobby right now. So, it sounds like we've got some of the players. Are they all from one team, or are they from a few different...
Well, we have most of the Omni players in here. I'm not sure. Steve is from Omni as well, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, well, we have the entire Omni Esports lineup here then. We're missing Alpha OP.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll jump in there and be ready for them. I don't think we're going to have enough time to start up another community game. So guys, bear with us. Our grand finals for 30,000 credits will continue momentarily. Dealers, what were your thoughts on the first game between Omni and Alpha OP?
My thoughts are that we need to see Alpha OP be more decisive and more unrelenting in the idea that when they have an advantage, they need to press harder to try and utilize that advantage to, well, their advantage, of course. Because in that one game, they didn't do that hard when they had a two-man advantage. They didn't even try to choke their opponents out of the game. They didn't keep on hitting them. They didn't continue to go aggressive against them, and that's what they kind of need to do in order to win against a team like Omni Esports.
Yes, I do agree. You know, when you're in a situation like this where you're definitely the less favoured team, if an opportunity presents itself, you've got to be absolutely ruthless in executing on that opportunity. Because as we saw, it didn't last for the whole game. I think I can imagine the reason why Alpha OP maybe didn't execute that fully on their advantage, which is not being used to this idea. But I think certainly in the arena of mobile esports, where it tends to be, if something goes wrong, you know, the game just carries on. To not have the capacity to go full force after the opposing team, given the opportunity to do so at an advantage. That's something I think Alpha OP, I don't know if they'll get another opportunity to try out, but if they do, I hope we get to see that more aggressive side of them. Alright guys, we're headed into the second game of our grand finals here today. The Colombian squad Alpha OP down 1 point here against Omni Esports, who remain, as always, a titan of the MC5 esports scene on PC. Overtime will be the next place we're going to land, and so far, each game that has been played by Omni on Overtime has gone better and better for them. First game, they won by 7. Second game, by 17. Now for the third time, heading out onto Overtime. Could it be time for a 27-point win? Time will tell.
Well, they're definitely in the position to do that kind of fit. Omni Esports, they have been the best team today. The most impressive team. No one has even gotten close to taking down Omni Esports. I feel like the closest has been, what, like 7? A kill difference of 7. So it's just Omni Esports, they are definitely the best team. Right now, looking for the first few kills, already getting 3 kills in for themselves, and starting to develop that lead for themselves as well. Though, with that being said, Jaden is the one picking up all kills, whereas it is a bit more spread out on the side of Alpha OP, meaning that perhaps Alpha OP, they don't really need that star player and therefore can rely on anyone to carry.
I think it makes an enormous difference to have multiple different people you can call on, as it's looking like Omni Esports, they may be throwing some disrespect the way of Alpha OP. We see Hardline Bush, one of the carries from the previous games, using the tier 2 assault, I believe the Charm Tech, if memory serves correctly. And the rest of the squad, well, not everybody, but a few different members, I think particularly, yes, Playboy and Hardline Bush, making some unusual choices here, and I think that's going to lead to a more even game than we might have had otherwise.
I think having a double commander set up as well on the side of Alpha OP helps them a lot. You know, Omni Esports as a team, they want to be aggressive, they want to be up in your face, and they want to control the game. But now, when you have those 2 commanders, you can force them away from certain choke points, and that means that they can't really get into your head, they can't control the tempo because of you then slowing it down.
Yeah, I really do like 2 commanders close together. I love to see a commander setup where they were kind of like well, I mean, they're pretty close here, but I'd love to see them where they were actually so close that one commander could move in front of the other commander to absorb bullets for them when the first one's shield falls down. That's almost what we're getting here, but unfortunately, Playboy and the rest of Omni don't look like they want to play ball. It's still very even between the two squads, as it seems like Alpha OP are finding themselves a little bit more settled, even against an Omni team that are maybe not bringing out all of their biggest guns. In fact, actually, it looks like that's changed. Heidenbush has switched back to a regular gun. Playboy still rocking the Sapper, but I think Omni are starting to change their minds on how seriously they should be taking this finals.
Yeah, well, suddenly it all just changes around as well, kind of fit. You saw how Alpha OP, they were 2 kills away from catching up to Omni, and suddenly it's all back down to a difference of, what, like 5 kills in the lead for Omni Esports. They're getting back up, they're taking this seriously, and they know that they can't get defeated. They've seen what happens when they don't go into a game with the right mindset. That's what's happening right now. You know what, Alpha OP, they're fighting back.
Let's check those numbers. It's still 7 ahead for the Omni Esports squad. They're still relatively within their comfort zone, but it's certainly nowhere near like the 20 points they were rocking away lead-wise from before. Hero Gaming Simon has got all the coffee, all the donuts, all the good things in this life and the next up and ready, as the bullet shields on both sides of the equation stop the aggression for a second. The Playboy's got those golden shotgun turrets to help lock down territory for Omni.
The double commander setup kind of fit from Rowan and Yagamami. Doing a bit of work, Yagamami. 3 and 8, not too hard. Warren, however, 8 and 7, that's fine. But Martodello, the big carry on the side of Alpha OP, right now sitting at 14 and 11. And I say a big carry, but in all reality, 14 and 11, it's fine, but that should be more like a middle score than your top scorer. Having died so many times, it's not a good look for a team in a grand final. And with that being said, 4 more kills, Omni Esports gonna pick up game number 2.
So Omni decide to go a little bit easy on Alpha OP, at least in part, for game number 2, but the result remains the same. Tantalizingly close are Alpha OP as we see them innovating with this double commander approach. I don't think I've seen a team try before, but it's working relatively well. I'd have to think a difference is having those commanders fully unleashed, but 39 to 50, the result still remains the same. That's a second game for Omni, but only roughly half the lead they had in game number 1.
Well, nevertheless, kind of in Omni, they are 1 step closer to winning this entire get-up and winning this entire tournament. Omni Esports, they could win it without losing a single game here today. That is quite a statement to make.
Hide on Bush, best performance from that last game. And that's a repeat from before, 13 and 9. Pretty impressive stuff. And Mortadella, you noticed before, a lot of kills, a lot of deaths. Certainly one to look out for going into what could easily be the last game of the stream. Omni Esports up 2-0. Iron Gaming. Omni are from the US of A. The North American squad. Omni, they've remained up at the top of this table for such a long time. I'd love to see, even if it doesn't happen, I will really want to see Alpha OP continue to try and build on making their own unique style for game number 3, and at least giving Omni a run for their money.
Well, we could go for a 1v1 kind of fit, seeing as how we didn't get to finish our last one.
We could? Alright, let's give it a try. I think it's extremely likely we're not going to be able to make it through it, but...
Yeah. Well, you know, if we do an actual 1v1 instead of going VIP.
Oh, why do you want... Why, whoop. Oh, okay. We don't have to do the VIP mode, which the players do, but... It's fine. Either one's fine. I mean, it basically works out the same. Alright. the game is up now. I think we're probably going to have to do this, you know, possibly 1 point at a time. Because this won't get done super quick. Alright, game is up. Let's resume.
Well, come at me, bro.
I could say the same to you, sir. The lobby is up and waiting for you.
Well, I am in here. Are you ready to get your butt kicked?
All parts of me are ready for service. My nose could get kicked, my ears could get kicked, but I won't stay down. Steelers, I'm calling the pocket. Headshot, first point.
Sure. Headshotted by me, you think?
Well, no,
I'm
that's
looking
just
forward to
ludicrous.
headshotting you.
Where's your head? I'm gonna shoot it.
Where's your butt?
Take that, bean can. Ba 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 ba. Wait, where'd you go?
Wait. Oh,
Headshot.
wait, how
Called
did I
it,
only do 50%
made it happen.
damage to you? What the hell? Oh, wow. What?
That's right, dealers. Sit down.
This is so weird. I am not a big fan. If you could, like, stop cheating, please.
Oh no!
Thank you. Thank you. Turn off your cheats, bro.
You slippy slid away from us, you devil.
Yeah, well, someone's got to do that.
Haha! Not quite, monsieur. Not quite.
What? How did you get me so fast?
Years of practice. There you are. Ba 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 ba. Wah 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 wah. I wasn't really sure what to do there, so I was like, yeah, I guess I'll just die.
Well, that is my favorite thing when you just die.
Oh no. I chose a
Like
really
that.
bad place to hide there because my legs were totally exposed.
Well, I shot you in the head.
Oh. Well, I can see you. So why could you see me?
Well, because you're a noob. Oh, wow. Well, now I'm the noob.
Oh, look who's lying on the floor there. Oh, nice gun, dealers. Too bad you won't get to use it anymore. Alright, match point. Oh no! I think, yes, that was a well-placed grenade. Alright, final
you.
point. Who's the best around? Oh, I almost got caught out. Ah, crud.
Oh, this was too close.
There you go. The first official caster clash of 2020 goes to Deedless because I was too busy throwing a grenade to actually even shoot him.
Pork chomp. Well, so kind of it. What do you say now? Do you say, Deedless, you are the best caster at MC5?
Oh, that was what was on the line?
I don't know. Was it?
Alright, well in that case, Deedless, you are the best caster MC5.
Hey, yeah.
Gosh, I didn't expect you to be that happy about it.
That makes me so happy.
Alright guys, let's welcome you back onto stream once again as a close fought encounter. I think I got too cocky after those early kills. And then kind of, like, once it started going badly, I was like, oh gosh, and then just lost. Well played though, some very well done grenades. In such, well, I think as well, when you're throwing grenades which are kind of at the top of, which land at the top of stairs and things like that, it's quite hard for someone to see them coming before they go off. Especially if you cook the grenades a little bit before doing it. ESL 1, 2, 3. Do come and join us. We are waiting on the next update to our grand finals. And as soon as we've got new information, we'll of course be headed on out.
Oh, actually, I believe we just got the passkey.
Who did we?
So you just put that up, and I will let you know once the lobby is full.
Alright, alright, alright.
Actually, you need to get in here. There's 7 people in here.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Marshmallow. I can't even wait to get the game started. Right. Let's see. Oh, it's got kind of a weird passkey. Let's see if it works. Is the... Wait. The passkey I've got there doesn't seem to be working, so it seems like you might have a different one.
You need to put an E on it.
Oh, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that passkey looks very strange.
Yeah, I just assumed.
A right assumption, as it turns out. Alright guys, so game number 3 of our grand finals. Omni Esports yet to taste defeat. Throwing out some pretty heavy BM in the previous game by not using their full force to fight Alpha OP. Ultimately, result ended up being a lot closer, but still Omni favored.
Okay, well, kind of it. It's all gonna come down to this very last game. Will Alpha OP finally be able to bite back, or will Omni Esports be our victors of today without having lost a single game? I will bet my money on Omni Esports. I think they've just been looking more unstoppable than Alpha OP, and I don't think Alpha OP are having a good day today at all.
So Justin Hutch asking, how do you play this game live? So Hero Gaming 7 I think has already kind of answered the streaming question, if that's what's being asked. I'm not sure if that is necessarily. If you want to play on stream, then you'll need the passkey ESL123. If you want to stream your game, then yes. I mean, I personally am using OBS Studio for this current broadcast, which takes a bit of learning. But once you know how to do it, it's a very powerful and free program.
Really, I think OBS is pretty intuitive.
Well, it depends how complex you want to get, really, in terms of what you're actually going to be doing with your stream. If it's just pure gameplay, then sure. But some of the more complicated things certainly took me a while to learn how to do. So, yeah, we've been building up, for example, with the MC5 stream you're watching right now. The various bits and pieces we've got added on here came as a result of sort of iterating, building on the previous versions over quite a long period of time. So I don't know. Justin, I guess, so after all of that, the question would be, when you say, how do you play this game live, could you expand on which particular question you're asking there so we can narrow in on an answer?
Well, I mean, you probably need to define live in the first place. Counterfeit.
Yes?
Why did you choose to go with the name Counterfeit?
Because I looked on the list of names that are available for League of Legends, and I saw that Counterfeit was in the list of one of those names that was coming free shortly, so I thought, that's a pretty sweet name. I'm going to use that one.
Huh. Where can you see where a list of names that's being released?
Not for MC5, but, well, because MC5 you can call yourself anything, but for League of Legends, sure.
Where do you need to, where do you check that?
I haven't memorized the website name by any means,
Huh.
but I'm sure you can find it with a Google.
Interesting.
Legion MC5, what's with this sad face? If this game goes remotely like the other games Omni have played, this will be our stream drawing to a close here. We will be getting onto our Android monthly finals pretty darn soon, so Android players, if you've been patiently waiting, then your wait is almost over. Iron Gaming, who plays Call of Duty Mobile here? We've certainly given it a try. I think there's people who do come by the stream who are Call of Duty Mobile players who are interested to see other mobile esports taking place. I actually don't know where Call of Duty Mobile is on its esports scene at the moment.
Well, neither do I, Counterfeit. Though I know a lot of people that play it, and are very interested in the game itself.
One more player for Omni Esports to get us started. I think that's Didier YouTube, so it looks like the players are there, but I think they may be intentionally stalling just for one reason or another. Lucifer, what's up? You have a coffee? Then you get along real well with our good friend Blackzone, who basically is defined by their love for coffee. Lucifer, what kind of coffee are you drinking here today?
Another Counterfeit, they're offering you a coffee.
Oh, have a coffee.
Yeah.
That's true. I read it as I have a coffee, but in fact, you're right. Lucifer, I think I will definitely grab a coffee between matches, as we've got a lot of MC5 to get through today. Omni, it looks like they've got all the members back in. Hyde on Bush being the last one to join in. So remember from last time round, Hyde ended up with 13 kills as a result of that last game. Has remained an impressive player for Omni the whole way through. Alpha OP though, I really just don't want to write them off in this finals, because Didier YouTube and Warren in particular, you know, they've pulled off some very, very strong performances before. I'm just waiting to see them manage it here.
Well, Counterfeit, I don't think we should count them out immediately, but with that being said, it's just the way that they've been playing today has simply not been up to par with the way that Omni Esports have been playing. I think it's going to take quite a drastic change for this game to go into the hands of Alpha OP. Especially seeing as how Omni Esports, they have 4 players out of the gates, and Alpha, they only have 3.
An unfortunate start, as Lucifer clarifying they were talking about themselves, and they've got a black coffee just like Black Zone. Gosh, I feel like we could even have a coffee-related stream with all of you guys. Iron Gaming has brought cakes for everyone. Why, what a wonderful way to end our PC monthly finals. 30,000 credits being decided in this game. Alpha OP. They're going to be leaning on fantastic commander players like Warren, but the rest of the squad are struggling mightily. As we check in on the scoreboard, I actually might have to eat my words there, as Jam, currently up with 4 kills, does get knocked down there, but that's a full strength Alpha OP squad now connected in. Omni at full strength as well. One last fight.
Looking good here to begin with. 4 kills in the lead for Alpha OP. This could be their game, Counterfeit. This could be what changes everything around. Putting in Jam might just be that big playmaker that they needed to pick up for themselves.
Steve chucking out those grenades, as Omni actually taking a few hits there. Alpha OP, they're ahead by 5. So what we saw from before, Dealers, was an early opportunity for Alpha OP. Ultimately ended out not manifesting itself into a win. Can they break this finals curse? Alpha, if they get a win here, it will be their first win of the competition, and the most important one as well.
Oh, absolutely, Counterfeit. It would make a huge difference if they could win this one game. It would mean that finally they're back into the series, and they would actually be able to stand a chance at getting this to 5 games. From now on, they need to win every single game, or else they are out. So it all starts here, and it's important for them to show us that they can do this. But with that being said, the lead is shrinking. Only 6 kills in the lead as right now.
You see Jam getting knocked down by the military support as Warren tries to hold the line. 1 against 3. Has to reload though and gets put in the ground. The rest of Alpha OP coming as reinforcements though might be the ones to try and turn this back around. The lead still lies with Alpha, but it is a narrow lead.
It absolutely is. Alpha not looking too good anymore, Counterfeit. They did manage to grab that lead for themselves, but it's shrunken now. They're finally fighting back here on the side of on Omni Esports and Alpha OP. They need to keep this up, but it's quite an interesting feat that this is the way it's going. And on top of that, you do have to say that while Alpha OP they're in the lead, Omni Esports they're not taking this 100% serious. I would imagine Shockwave at least is only playing with a pistol right now.
That's true, and a Mark IV pistol still managing to pick up 9 kills so far. I would say of all the games where Omni need to be, pulling out their full force, it's got to be this one. As Alpha OP, they're ahead by 4. Omni apparently confident enough that they can find those missing kills before the end of the game to try and again go a little bit easy on our Colombian team. I don't know, Dealers, personally, I've done this kind of thing before when you're against the opponent you consider to be inferior, and then you decide just to let them win a few times. Suddenly they can start to find their confidence, and if that confidence was the missing piece for Alpha OP, their game could step up considerably.
Oh, absolutely, Counterfeit. You should never play, quote-unquote, with your food. As a team who have won 2 games already, obviously, playing a bit with your opponents could be fun, but right now, you're putting yourself in a position where you could definitely lose this entire series.
Alpha OP headed towards their first victory of the tournament, getting buys through the previous round. Have an enormous amount to prove against tournament favourites Omni Esports to try and find our big hitters. Shockwave from Omni, Jam from Alpha OP, PR39. I think that's the final kill going to Jam, which means we will be seeing a game number 4 as we are so close to starting up our Android finals. But Alpha OP stay alive. $50-40, the best Alpha performance so far in the competition. Jam definitely going to get the MVP nod from that time round, but Warren as well, we saw just absolutely tremendous defensive prowess. Guys, we're going to get you back onto stream once again as we wait for game number 4. To Alpha. And we'll get this break game started right now. Razor, yes, I think the argument could be made that Omni were not taking that last game as seriously as they could have. It's unfortunate because it's going to mean that we're going to not have a break before the Android one. But hey, they do what they do, I suppose. As I said, this could end up biting Omni if we do see Alpha coming back with this newly won confidence. Certainly, I think Jam was doing a very, very respectable performance in that last game. And hey, stranger things have happened on the battlefield. Game is up, ESL 1, 2, 3. This will be a break game. So do come and join in. We'll be getting into our next game of the Grand Finals momentarily. Hero Gaming Simon, always a polite thank you for the cake. Hero Gaming Simon, always the best of us. The invite is in the global chat. Do come and join us here on Scramble. As I think, oh, it looks like some of our previous players are actually going to go and join in with some squad battling going on right now. Again, thank you guys from last week. It was thanks to the community pointing out that the squad battles got fixed because it was a problem on the Gameloft end of things, which just hadn't been realised up until that point. So thank you to you guys. If any other technical problems do come up, then do let us know on the stream, as well we can't do anything about them directly. If it's a serious enough problem, we can absolutely pass them across to Gameloft, and from there, they can get everything sorted out. Where's our opponent for... there we go.
Well, you could be the opponent for
I don't think so, Dealers, because we're going to be going into a break game. We'll catch you guys on the other side of that game, with hopefully game number 4 of Omni and Alpha OP. Welcome back, everyone. We're going into game number 4 as the winning streak of our friends from Omni Esports has been broken. Alpha OP, thanks to a very strong performance from Jam and Warren. One of the previous games, 50-40. Still on the brink of defeat. Can Alpha OP duplicate their game 4 performance? Can Jam bring this sandwich together?
Let's see if that's going to be the case, kind of it. Obviously, Jam can be a pretty strong fluid if done correctly. And right now, Jam's the one binding this sandwich of Alpha OP together. But having not found a single kill quite yet, there we go. That's the first kill of the game going into the hands of Jam, but it's 2-2. So it's completely even between the two teams.
Both teams operating with 4-person rosters. Omni Esports making it, again, a little bit light of the Colombian team Alpha OP in the previous game. It's finally come back to bite them with the game lost. So Omni will not leave this tournament undefeated, whatever happens. Alpha OP, the shot of confidence from the previous game, knowing they can win if just they can keep Omni off balance.
But Omni Esports kind of it are the ones in the lead, so they're not quite off balance yet. Jam, however, finds another kill. It's 2-0 now. Jam looking good. Warren finds kill to Playboy. And Alpha OP, they are truly contenders in this game now here. And in the series, you just need to keep it up. Omni Esports not as dominant as they used to be anymore.
Jam and Warren definitely the two standouts for Alpha OP. Let's check out some of those other numbers. Muir with 2 kills. And Julian yet to pick up one of their own. Shockwave is stepping up for the Omni Esports squad. Golden Cog V charging her forward, trying to find the way around. You can see there is an Alpha OP member just round the corner. Shockwave is going to catch him in the back. Manages to lock down that first kill. Ducks behind, makes a second as well. Very nice individual play from Shockwave.
Yeah, got a kill onto Jam as well, so finally that MVP goes down. Shockwave is on fire! And just pouring shockwaves all out onto their opponents. Finds another kill. About to perhaps find yet one more, but goes down instead. It's looking real good here for Omni Esports. Up by 5 kills. It's not a lot, but it's something. And it's working out for them. They just need to keep this up for a bit longer. And then this should be their series.
Nearly doubling up on Alpha OP's score right now as one of the MVPs of Omni Jam has started to take more deaths as we go. As takes that 1v1 fight, does end up winning it. Alpha OP, they're still fighting here. But it seems to be Warren, only 1-0 so far. Not a great look if the, I'd honestly prefer to see Warren with a lot of kills and a lot of deaths, which still ultimately only work out to being 1 ahead. Because if they're 1-0 right now, presumably that means they're not getting involved in that many fights.
And that's a huge problem, kind of it. But a big problem is also that Shockwave disconnected from the game. So while Omni Esports, they still have all the kills that Shockwave managed to grab for themselves, it does mean that suddenly they're strong individual players, not a part of this game anymore. But Jaden comes back in, and Trace, apparently one of the players from Alpha OP, who then disconnects from the game.
Yes, because there being less players on the Alpha OP side of things, that may end up with the missing Omni player not being able to reconnect to the game because they'll end up on the wrong team. Warren and Maslow, there we go. We're up to 4 players apiece as Broccoli02 comes to lend their aid. Broccoli, of course, Steeless, the most ferocious of all of the vegetables, and good for your nutrition. Could be just what Alpha OP needs.
Well, nutrition is always key, kind of it. Without food and water, our hero can't do his job. And right now, Razor looking for a meal right here, but will instead beat a meal.
Ooh.
About to go down, but actually turns it around, throws the fork into the eye of their opponent, and ends up eating them. perhaps? I don't know. Razor, anyway, is unstoppable and is on fire looking for meals. Sure.
Meals on Wheels, the deal is that Omni Esports, they're a good enough team that even when they go easy on their opponents, they can turn it on at a moment's notice. Though I might have to eat my words there as Jaden falls as well. That's a whole team wipe that Alpha OP managed to accomplish, but they are now so far behind that that might still not matter.
And Warren, having only participated in 3 kills so far, kind of fit a huge problem. Warren, we know them as one of those strong commander players, but if they can't get involved, if they can't group up with their team and utilize that shield, well, then you just don't get the full effect out of that player.
Getting some love for Masuo, who we're watching right now for being one of the best snipers in the game. Very nice with the imp there. Also making pretty good use of the pistol. We can see they're rocking the impetum and the evil eye to be able to spot out those targets just a little bit quicker. Of course, the impetum, I presume, being used actually more as a defensive measure, to be able to run away from folks who get too up close and personal with a sniper.
Razor looking for a few more kills, and now 4 more will do it. 4 more will put Omni Esports as our total victors. Having only lost 1 game in today's competition kind of fit would be an impressive feat from Omni Esports.
You'll see the assists, the military support, all the numbers favoring Omni Esports right now, as Warren has managed to at least get into the mix a little bit more. Jam on the outside, bring out the firepower and the health pack as well. Very good with the commander, with that extra bit of health means it's much more likely you'll stay up long enough for the health pack to have an effect. Jam falling back. All credit to Alpha OP, they did get that game win. They did fight to the end, but ultimately Omni Esports just too much to handle.
And well, congratulations to Omni Esports. They fought back in game number 4. They looked good throughout the entire tournament here today, and I am very confident in saying that they are the best team that we've had in today's tournament.
Alright guys, we're going to have to call things to an end there because we have to get ready for the next stream, which is starting momentarily. So we might have a little bit of a break and start a little later than advertised. Initially we're scheduled for 7 minutes time, so we might end up pushing things back 15 or 30 minutes. Keep an eye on the page, and we'll let you guys know what's happening when it does. Catch you guys shortly for our Android Monthly Finals.